Right, you won't believe these 7 everyday foods were once banned. Banned! Can you bloody believe it? We're talking about stuff you probably chuck in your basket every week, things you slap on a sandwich or stir into a pot without a second thought. But oh no, there was a time when these simple ingredients were considered dangerous, illegal, or just too damn controversial for public consumption. It's absolute madness, I tell you. Get ready, because I'm about to take you on a journey through the bizarre, the baffling, and the downright bonkers history of food prohibition. We're peeling back the layers of culinary crime, exposing the ridiculous reasons why governments and authorities once slammed the door shut on these now commonplace items. You think you know your food? Ha! You're in for a rude awakening, you are. Some of these stories will make your jaw drop faster than a souffle in a hurricane. So buckle up, you panini heads. We're diving deep into a world where your shopping list could have landed you in hot water. From fruits feared as poison to sweets deemed a public menace, this is the untold story of forbidden foods. Trust me, after hearing this, you'll never look at your kitchen pantry the same way again. Let's get started, shall we? And try to keep up, you donuts. Alright, first up on the chopping block, the humble tomato. Yes, you heard me right. The tomato. That juicy red globe of deliciousness that forms the backbone of 1,000 bloody brilliant dishes. Pizza, pasta, a good ketchup for your chips. Imagine life without them. It's unthinkable, isn't it? Well, there was a time, believe it or not, when people were terrified of these things, absolutely petrified. They wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole, let alone eat them. They called them poison apples. Poison! Can you fathom the ignorance? This wasn't in some dark, forgotten medieval village. This was in Europe and later in colonial America. The aristocracy grew them as ornamental plants, pretty to look at but deadly to consume, or so they thought. The fear stemmed from the fact that tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, which does have some genuinely poisonous members, so they lumped the poor tomato in with its deadly cousins. What a bunch of muppets. It took bloody ages for people to cop on. Some brave soul, probably starving, must have taken a bite and realized, hang on, this is actually delicious and I'm not dead. Slowly, very slowly, the tomato shed its fearsome reputation. Thank goodness for that, eh? Otherwise, Italian cuisine would be a shadow of its glorious self, and my bolognese would be a culinary catastrophe. The sheer stupidity of it all, it makes my blood boil. Next, we're jetting off to Singapore, a place known for its pristine streets and, well, its rather strict rules. And what everyday item fell foul of their quest for ultimate cleanliness? Chewing gum? Yes, that little stick of minty freshness you pop in your mouth without a second thought. Banned, outlawed, verboten. Since 1992, importing and selling chewing gum has been largely illegal in this city-state. Can you imagine? A world without a cheeky stick of gum after a garlicky meal? Now I get it, no one likes stepping on a sticky, discarded wad of gum on the pavement. It's disgusting, it's messy, and it costs a fortune to clean up. Apparently vandals were sticking gum on train door sensors, causing disruptions to the public transport system. Right, that's out of order, I'll give them that. But a blanket ban? On all chewing gum? It seems a bit like using a sledgehammer to crack a bloody walnut, doesn't it? The restrictions have eased slightly over the years, with therapeutic or dental gums allowed if prescribed by a doctor. A prescription for chewing gum. What is the world coming to? It just goes to show how far some authorities will go in the name of order and cleanliness. While I appreciate a spotless city, the idea of not being able to buy a simple pack of gum feels incredibly restrictive. It's a sticky situation, all right, and one that highlights a very different approach to public nuisance. Ah, absinthe, the green fairy. Dark, mysterious, and once the scourge of Europe and America. Artists and poets like Van Gogh, Picasso, and Hemingway all dabbled with this emerald enchantress. With its high alcohol content and the supposed psychoactive wormwood, absinthe became public enemy number 1. Tales of madness, hallucinations, and societal decay fueled a real panic. Eventually, country after country banned absinthe, driving it underground. Only recently has it cautiously returned, its notorious past still clinging like a shroud. Kinder Surprise eggs. Delicious chocolate with a hidden toy. Kids love them. But in the US, they've been banned for decades. All because of a 1938 law. No non-nutritive objects inside food. The worry? Kids might choke on the toy. Yet millions are sold worldwide safely. People have even been fined for smuggling them across the border. The original Kinder Surprise? Still a forbidden egg in America. Now we wade into controversial waters, foie gras. For some, it's the pinnacle of luxury, a rich, buttery delicacy. For others, it's a symbol of animal cruelty and suffering. The controversy centers on how it's made, force-feeding ducks or geese to enlarge their livers. Animal rights activists call this inhumane, and bans exist in places like California, New York City, India, and Europe. It's a fierce debate, culinary tradition versus animal welfare. There are no easy answers. Right, listen up because this one gets my Scottish blood boiling. Haggis, the national dish of Scotland. A glorious, savory pudding of sheep's pluck that's heart, liver, and lungs minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, and salt, all traditionally encased in the animal's stomach. It's a cornerstone of Burns Night, a symbol of Scottish heritage. And yet you can't legally import traditional haggis into the United States for over 50 bloody years. Why, you ask? What's the beef with this beloved Scottish delicacy? It all comes down to one ingredient: sheep's lung. Since 1971, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has deemed livestock lungs unfit for human consumption. Unfit. We've been eating it for centuries. It's part of what gives haggis its unique texture and flavor. But no, the American authorities say it's a food safety risk. Absolute codswallop, if you ask me. So, our Scottish producers have been trying for decades to get this ban overturned, to bring authentic haggis to the millions of Scottish Americans and curious foodies across the pond. There are American-made versions, of course, but they can't use sheep's lung, so it's just not the same, is it? It's like making a shepherd's pie without the bloody lamb. This isn't just about food. It's about culture, tradition, and a nation's pride being stymied by what many see as an outdated and overly cautious regulation. Get it sorted, America. Sorted. Last on our list of outlawed edibles, raw milk. That's milk straight from the cow, goat, or sheep, unpasteurized, unprocessed. Fans say it's more nutritious, easier to digest, and tastes fantastic. They praise its enzymes and probiotics lost in pasteurization. But public health officials see raw milk as risky, potentially carrying E. coli, salmonella, and listeria. Pasteurization was a breakthrough, slashing milk-borne diseases. That's why raw milk is banned or restricted in many places. It's a creamy controversy, natural goodness or public health risk. Bloody hell, what a lineup. Tomatoes feared as poison, chewing gum treated like a controlled substance, and chocolate eggs considered contraband. It's a mad world, isn't it? Some of these bans were born from genuine, albeit misguided fear, others from a desire for public order, and some from ethical debates that still rage on today. It just goes to show that what we consider normal, everyday food hasn't always been on the table, so to speak. These stories are more than just quirky historical footnotes. They reflect changing scientific understanding, cultural anxieties, and the sometimes heavy hand of authority. It makes you wonder what foods we enjoy today might be viewed with suspicion, or even banned by future generations. Food for thought, eh? And it certainly gives you a new appreciation for the freedom to choose what's on your plate, even if it's just a simple tomato or a stick of gum. So, which of these food bans surprised you the most? Were you shocked by the tomato's toxic past or the great American haggis embargo? Let us know in the comments below. We want to hear your thoughts, your disbelief, your outrage. And don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, subscribe to Food Story TV for more culinary craziness, and hit that bloody notification bell so you don't miss a single delicious episode. Now get out of my kitchen. Thanks for watching.